I was skeptical too. When I first saw the buttons, I was like, I'm not so sure about this. I thought back to all my psychology training and said, this has to be confirmation bias. But I kept watching. I stayed curious. And over time, I was convinced enough to give it a try. I also knew that it might just be the thing to convince my husband to sign off on another dog. And I was right, but I'm not sure either of us were ready for what happened next. Enter Ripley. So Ripley used his board right away with a ton of enthusiasm and excitement. The minute we put down that button board, he hit his first button. But I would say it took a few months of him really using the board before we saw it start to click in his head that the buttons resulted in something very specific for him, that each button resulted in something very specific. But I think each of us had our own moments where we were less skeptical and really started to believe that Ripley was truly communicating with us with some sincere intention. For me, it was the where's Cooper, where's Stanley incident. So Stanley and Cooper are our rescue older pups. Stanley is a reactive rescue with a bite history, and it took us 6 months of slowly introducing them, working together on a behavior plan to get Stanley and Ripley in the same room. So the night after we successfully introduced them, we let them play. The next morning, we let them play, and then we separated them. And Ripley walked over to the board and hit something like, where's Cooper, where's Stanley? That week, he did this over and over again, saying his brother's names, even using brothers love you. And he did it with so much intention. The other body language that he used and his other behaviors, it all just added up to this moment where it was so clear that he was using this board with intention. And it was just so cool that it wasn't just an object or a place that he wanted to go, a thing he wanted to do. It was about other beings. It was about his brothers. He knew who they were. It was just so cool for us. And the time that he stopped what he was doing to comment on the TV show we were watching when he heard a gunshot and said sound, just what else could he have meant in that moment? So moments like this are exactly why we started this AIC journey. Rip being able to express himself, to let us know his needs and wants, and even to just be able to comment on what he experiences in the world around him. All of that aids into us having a stronger relationship with him and just being able to give him the best life possible, which as pet parents is all we could ever want. But we get a lot of criticism, and we get it. Like I said, I'm skeptical too. And some of that criticism is 100% spot on. Yes, we use jump cuts. It's to keep you engaged and entertained. It's social media. We don't hide anything. We don't represent clips as something that happened that didn't happen. Everything that we publish is 100% real. It just might be edited to take out some personal conversation or to fast forward through the processing time and get to the good parts that you actually want to see. Nobody wants to see Rip press potty 16 times a day. That said, there are also times that Rip uses his board that we just don't know what he's saying. Sometimes it takes us multiple times of him pressing something, like puzzle, for us to start to figure out what he means by it. And sometimes he just babbles. He even slides down the board sometimes before he takes a nap. But over time, we've learned our dog. Just like a mom and dad learn their babies and can decipher their baby babble, we decipher Rip's babble. And honestly, the cameras really help us do that. We get to watch back conversations and communication experiences that we've had with Rip and not only learn from his behavior, but learn from our own and do better moving forward. So if you're skeptical, stay that way. I just encourage you to keep watching and stay curious. And know that we set 3 main goals when we created Rip's account. Number 1 was mostly for us. We have horrible memories and we want to document his life so that we can cherish it and remember forever. Number 2 was to share some enjoyment and joy and entertainment with the world, because Rip is a special dude and he makes us laugh every day, and we knew that we could do that for other people. And number 3 is to share this button journey, share this button experience, and maybe educate and inspire some other people along the way to do the same and have a better relationship with their own dogs. And we've always aimed to do those things with authenticity and curiosity. If you've seen our apple Gouda sausage video or the video of Rip calling me out in the bathroom, you know what I mean. We try to keep it real. And when it comes to AIC and the buttons, maybe it's BS. Maybe it's not. We're really pumped to see the research coming out of UCSD. So all of that is to say that we hope you join us along for this journey with a little bit of curiosity and hopefully a lot of laughs.